Peace. What's going on, everybody? Man, give y'all a chance to tap in and tune in with your boy. Gonna do a real quick joint today. Man. Just gonna do a little bit of vent, man. Give y'all a chance to tap in and tune in with your boy. Saturday morning, we about to go hard. About to go hard this Saturday morning. Hopefully y'all maintaining, man. Staying peaceful, staying healthy out here. Hopefully y'all woke up in a positive mood, positive energy. Mr. Barbados, what's going on with you? Eli Smooth, what's going on with you, man? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? The Real Peace, what's going on with you, my brother? How everybody feeling? How everybody living, man? I'm gonna give people a chance to tap in and tune in before I build, man. Yesterday when I brought up some of the music that I did, I'm a perfectionist, man, so I don't like reciting stuff and I break it up. So I'm gonna recite some of the stuff that I did better today, man. I just had to go back, refresh the memory. So I just want to recite some of the things that I did yesterday that I didn't get to fully complete. Crown Peace, what's going on with you? And Darrell, there we go. Want to keep that good, want to keep that greatness. Keep feeling great. Oh yeah, Eli, man, I just be tapped in, man. I just be having a little downtime, so I'll be like, I'm gonna tap in. NFL Malik, Peace, what's going on with you? Yeah, but I definitely want to go back and just kind of recite some of the work that I did long time ago. Let y'all know why I would have been. I'm pretty much still that threat in regards to the system, but I was on some Pac stuff, man, back in the day with the rap, man. I just wanted to go back and just recite some of the stuff that I was on. Sean, Peace, what's going on with you? J-Man03, what's going on with you? Yeah, Sean, no doubt. No doubt. Same to you. Alonzo, Peace, what's going on with you? And Napo TV, I mean, I'm not really a big advocate of it, so I mean, me doing the video on it won't do much. I mean, I can discuss my opinion on the matter. That ain't nothing to do. Evan, Peace, what's going on with you, man? Everything is peace my way. Everything is peaceful. Everything is smooth. Focused on elevation. Just focused on my greatness and all that type of stuff, man. Just hoping y'all feeling the same, man. Just trying to pass that energy along. Just activating that greatness, man. Activating that greatness, man, and living accordingly. So you activate that greatness, then you live according to that activation. That's all I'm striving to do. That's all I'm doing. But y'all know how I go, man. We gonna get a little deep today. You know, I was going back and just rereading book I got by Professor Griff, man, when he's breaking down the music industry and things of that nature, man. So that's just kind of what inspired this. Just letting you know how wicked Hollywood is, how wicked the mainstream platform is, and we already know how that go though. Louisiana, Peace, what's going on? Yeah, Professor Griff lays it out there though, man. He got several books on the matter, man, just going in on it. Letting you know who really controls the industry, let you know the agenda behind everything, man. Just letting you know about the secret meetings that they done had, discussing how they plan to profit off of the music and how they plan to profit off of our destruction. And then of course, Professor Griff was big on sacrifices and things of that nature, man. So a lot of that type of stuff is in that book. He even talked about, man, because this book kind of old, so I remember in that book, he was even talking about, he brought up Eminem in his Toy Soldier video and how he predicted the death of Proof. Y'all know Proof was with D12, Eminem's best friend. And pretty much in that video, it predicted how Proof was gonna die in that particular video. And you know, Professor Griff was big on the sacrifices and things of that nature. So he talked about that. So it's a lot of deep stuff in that book. Thunder Scorpion, Peace, what's going on with you? Jamani, the name of the book is The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. Sean, Peace, what's going on with you? Sweet Tea, what's going on with you? Beats by Bless Zone Out Music. What's going on? Yeah, Thunder Scorpion, man. And like I said, in this book, he got a lot of little examples like that, but that was one of them. That was one of them. And he was big on like New World Order and stuff like that, just laying out the agenda, talking about George Bush Sr. when he gave his speech about the New World Order and things like that. So, man, that book, it gets heavy. It's just like a different perspective, man, but it gets heavy on it. It gets heavy. He talks about everything in that particular book, and I didn't realize how deep that book ran, man, until I just went back and reread it and just looked at some of the stuff that I highlighted. So it was crazy, man, to just bear witness to that. I'm like, man, some of that stuff was crazy. And then, like I said, he talked about the movie that I mentioned a while back, several videos ago, The Eyes Wide Shut, and then how the dude that made that movie kind of mysteriously died in his sleep and all type of stuff, man. So he was just connecting a lot of dots in that book, man. And he was like, that particular movie, Eyes Wide Shut, was like an Illuminati sex ritual type of movie. And if you have seen that movie is very eerie and crazy. If you've ever seen that Eyes Wide Shut movie, that's an interesting movie in regards to the symbolism that's within that movie. But he talked about that movie, talked about dude who wrote it. Patrick, what's going on? So yeah, Professor Griff, man, like when I was coming across that night, that was one brother, man, I used to watch all of his stuff, man, and I read all of the books that he had at that point. So I was studying the industry hard. Yeah, Louisiana, Eyes Wide Shut. That mug is, you watch that, that's an interesting movie. You gotta pay attention to the symbolism, but it's a very interesting movie, to say the least. But that's a very interesting movie, and it is, I mean, bunch of symbolism within that movie. Ton of symbolism. TZ Frank, peace, what's going on with you? And just studying that stuff, man, at that point in time, when I started to shift my message musically, and I was just seeing how wicked, man, the industry was at that time, and I was just like, man, I don't even want any parts of that. Like I was like, I don't even want any part of that, because the stuff that I was finding out, I couldn't help but to put all of that stuff into music. And so I was like, man, I don't even want to involve myself in it. Oh, Patrick, no doubt. But yeah, I was like, I don't even want to involve myself in it. But that, that was at that time. Even though I still did. So once I had started putting out music after coming across that particular information, like I said, I told y'all I started getting threats and all type of stuff, man. Like that stuff was real, and that stuff is real. When you start talking about certain things, you get the threats. So that's not a conspiracy. That's an actual fact, and I can attest to that. You mention certain things in your music, in your videos, on your Facebook page, on any page, certain people gonna hit you up. Certain people gonna hit you up, and we know who those certain people are. We know who those certain people are. Oh, absolution. If you look at the title and you see ego, you gotta ask me, what do I mean by assassinating? Different ways to get assassinated. It's physical and it's mental. And what do I mean by that? Is basically what I was doing when I was putting out that particular that content, and what was happening on a smaller level. So if I would have stayed serious about that or with that, then of course they would have definitely tried to assassinate my character. Because I was, like I said, if you don't know because you wasn't on that first Facebook page, but my first Facebook page was gaining a lot of traction just off of some of the content that I was putting on that page. Hence why I'm saying what I'm saying. And that page was under the name of Illuminati Bell. So that was that page had a lot of traction. There was a lot of eyes on that particular page. Hence why you can't find the page today. And I was having a lot of like prophetic dreams at that particular point in time too, when I was coming across a lot of this information and doing some of the things that I was doing. So that's another reason why I was just laying low, man. But I was just having a lot of like straight up destructive dreams, man. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. So it was a lot of crazy stuff that was going on mentally when I was just like transforming the mind. Justin Peace, what's going on with you? Oh, absolutely, and it is what it is. Even if it is ego, it's just a fact, though. Once a black man stands up to this system, more than like, especially when he commits to it. When he commits to it, and I was overly aggressive with it. So it's just a fact. So it ain't even necessarily even ego on that. It's just me studying history, knowing what happened. I knew at that particular point in time, my Facebook page had enough traction for them to not like that. So that's already enough for them to like try to do something. Try to which they did. The page ended up getting shut down basically. So they did that. So that already had happened. So just imagine if I would have really stayed consistent with it. So they already let me know that this page got to go. So you can't even find that page. So they already let me know that page got to go. That page is done. So I'm on my third Facebook page. So they already did that. I had to create several YouTube channels way back before YouTube became what it is today. So I was like, all right. So I had to, I was trying to maneuver a certain type of way because they was messing with my pages and tampering with a lot of my pages and stuff that I was putting out. And that's when we used to talk about everything, man, just regulating, how they were striving to regulate the internet. And this was way back when. Thunder Scorpion, I can see that. I can see that. And you also just understand all the feathers that I would ruffle. So not only would I talk about like the government and all that type of stuff, man, but then I also went in on religion. So like I was aggravating every community known to man. So it just wasn't like I wasn't holding no punches. I talk about the government. I'll talk about these white folks. I'll talk about the food industry. Man, I was talking about the alphabet community. Y'all know the LGBT. Y'all know that community. I was talking about them like I talked about everybody. I went in on everybody and anything. Oh, Sean, you was out there at Newark, New Jersey. So yeah, you was in a battle rap mecca. Adrian, man, listen, it's funny that you mentioned Patreon. I was talking about Patreon, even like right when Patreon hit the scene, I was like, everybody need to shift over there. And then of course I didn't listen to myself, but I'm gonna eventually get to Patreon. Jamani, and that's what, and what's crazy, that's what I'm saying, man. My stuff, like when I had did a few like political freestyles, that would see back then, marketing was a lot easier. So what I would do back then, I would put out my political freestyles, and then this is when you could go on like fan pages of certain artists. So I go on like the fan pages of artists that I knew had similar content. So I go like on Dead Prez page, Killer Priest page. I go on all these type of artists page and I post my video. Well, I did that on enough people's pages, and some of their fans started fooling with the videos that I was putting out. And so they started coming to my page and they was inboxing me. I was getting people from like overseas fooling with some of the freestyles that I was doing, and this, that, and the third off of sharing the stuff to that page. So stuff started growing. And then the name that I had, Illuminati Bell, man, that just attracted a whole lot of Pac fans, because it was at that time, it was a lot of people that had Illuminati in the name. So it was almost like a little army. So all the people that had Illuminati on their name, man, they was all on my page, man. So it was like crazy. It was crazy, the vibe of that particular page. Anybody that was on that particular page when I had it, they can tell you what I'm talking about. Like if I said something on that particular page, And if somebody disagreed with me on that particular page, like I wouldn't even have to defend myself. It'd be like all the people with Illuminati on their name going in. They'd go in on that person. So it was like crazy. So I felt like, and of course, this is just me feeling like I can't prove it, but I feel like they was seeing that. They were seeing that. And they didn't necessarily like that. And again, this is just not an ego. This is just me observing what happened. Oh, he said, oh, Thunder Scorpion, he said, don't give you one because you an atheist. That's crazy. That's crazy. And they say it won't matter if it's trash. Well, apparently it mattered enough. It mattered enough. And we had enough people vouching for it to confirm that the stuff that was out wasn't trash. So that's all that we need when you got enough people vouching for you, when you putting out the work. Oh, Alonzo, most definitely. Beautiful Goddess Keys. Peace, what's going on with you? But that's a lot of people ask me just why I stopped, and that stems from the last video. A lot of people ask me why I had stopped doing the music, and that's just one of the reasons. Again, like I said, y'all already see how few people misinterpreted the title of the video, but that's all good though. But one of the main reasons why I had just stopped doing what I was doing, like I said, I had bad dealings with a few people. And I just didn't have the time and energy for it. And then just secondly, I didn't know if I wanted to deal with what would come with the content that I was trying to push out. And what do I mean by that? Like when you striving to put out certain pieces of content, then you're gonna get a lot of backlash. You're gonna face a lot of struggles, a lot of trials and tribulations trying to push that particular content. And again, like I said, it was a lot more bold than some other artists in regards to just the political aspect of it. So I was like, man, I don't know if I'm willing to just go through that, man. It could be draining. It can be draining. Like it can be real draining. And I just had to ask myself, is that something that I'm willing to deal with? Because like I said, if it's one thing that I'm confident in, Nikki, peace, what's going on? If it's one thing if it's one thing that I was confident in regards to my skills and abilities, it was my skills and abilities as a rapper. The one, peace, what's going on with you? So I was 100% confident in those abilities, and I was just like, if I continue to evolve and grow, it's gonna be a lot of stuff that I don't feel like dealing with. But that, like I said, that was at that time, man, when I was just real involved in studying, just kind of like the government, man, just all that type of stuff, man. So I was seeing what was happening to all the people that was just kind of revealing some of these secrets. Chris, what's going on with you? So it's like everybody, and I was just looking at the pattern. I was like, everybody that was revealing the secrets that I was reading about, something happened to them. Jamani, I remember the first time I rapped, was like in the 5th grade. I was just always a fan of it. So I just did it. Airview, peace, what's going on? Oh, Thunder Scorpion, that's what this video is about. Like I'm 100% thinking about doing it again. I'm 100% thinking about doing it again simply because now I don't have that fear. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I had that fear back in the day. I was like, dang, man, I'm coming across all this information, if I rap about it, I feel like this gonna happen to me. And I had that fear. I didn't want to put out that information. I just wanted to, stay low key with it. But now I don't have that fear, so I'm definitely thinking about doing it again, whether it be just like in poetry form or however I got to do it. But I'm definitely thinking about getting back in there and then just, man, getting some things off of my chest. Cause I just feel like it's in my blood, man. You know how Treasure Nest, peace, what's going on? You know how you just feel like you was just called to do something? Like that's just kind of what I feel like, man, with this message, man. It's like every time I try to every time I try to just talk about something else or focus on something else, like I always go back to talking about the system, talking about the black history, the black knowledge and all that type of stuff, man. I just feel like it's in my blood. Like I can't not talk about it. So I just feel like this is just something that I have to like do in order to be at peace with myself. Oh, Tryon, peace, what's going on, man? I gotta get, you know how I get, man. I'm a terrible procrastinator, man, but I gotta get to that. I'll get to your email once I get out of here. I'm gonna have a brother that I gotta train, and then I'm gonna get to that email. The one, I don't have the fear now because I mean, for one, I done just made some bold moves over this year in 2020, so I pretty much got a little bit more control. At that time, I was in corporate America, so I'm like, man, if I keep putting all this type of stuff out, they gonna blackball me. They was already pretty much doing that anyway, so I couldn't land anything anyway, so I shouldn't have had the fear because they was already doing that to me anyway. But now I'm more so in control of my situation. I'm more so in control of my situation, and I'm just manifesting. Just manifesting. So I don't have that fear now, man, because I got a lot more control over the mind, man. I just know how to plant certain seeds out there to protect myself, protect my peace. So now I'm not really even too concerned about it, man. I'm not concerned about it at all. But I feel like that fear was a good thing. I feel like it was as dude said, it humble. So I feel like that was a humbling experience. It was like, all right, man, you don't want to talk about all this type of stuff because this may happen to you. Oh yeah, Eric, you most I can definitely relate to that. And Sean Dow, you gotta put it out. 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 And so, like I said, I was gonna let people tune in, tap in. I was gonna let the audience build up for the day. And yesterday, like I said, I'm a perfectionist. Man. So yesterday, I brought up some tracks that I did. Y'all probably went back and listened to them if y'all didn't, whatever the case may be. But I recited some stuff, and I didn't recite it to the best of my abilities. And y'all know I don't like that. Being a perfectionist, I got to perfect the craft. So now I got to go back. And like I said, I don't care if you heard it. I don't care if you went back and listened to it. I got to do this for me. So I got to go back and I got to recite the stuff on camera for y'all to see it and for y'all to hear me so that y'all can know that this is something I was really like about that life. And I told you, I tap into the memory and then I just go back verbatim and recite everything. So I just got to let y'all see it. I got to let y'all see it firsthand. So I think I got four verses that I did, and I brought up some of them yesterday, and I chopped some of them up. Andrew, peace, what's going on? I chopped some of them up yesterday, so y'all got like a snippet of the verses that I'm talking about and the songs that I'm talking about. So I want to just go back and spit those verses all the way through, just so y'all can hear them, just so I can complete them. And I got to do this for myself, because like I said yesterday, man, I gave y'all the chopped and screwed version of that joint, of those joints, and I don't like that. That wasn't me at my best self. I like to have stuff on cap, and I like to go back and give y'all the full bang, man, so y'all can hear how, the flow and just hear everything put together. D Monty Magic, peace, what's going on with you, my G? But the first joint that I kind of want to go back and recite for y'all to hear is when I did that political freestyle. And this was, like I said, man, I think this was close to like 10 years ago. Well, no, it wasn't 10 years ago. It was probably, It was right around the time Obama got reelected, as I told y'all yesterday. It was right around the time Obama got elected reelected for the second time. So again, like, of course, obviously the bars would be outdated. And this would be the first time y'all hear me curse, because this back in the day, like I said, I used to go in. Yeah, so this would be the first time y'all hear me curse, man. So I gotta go in, and I gotta do this. I gotta do this for self here. But this freestyle that I'm gonna go back and spit, like I said, it was a political joint, and it was right around the time Obama, Tavon, peace, what's going on, got reelected for that second term. And then this was like right the day after they had captured and killed Osama bin Laden, and the world was going crazy. So you're gonna hear me reference the reelection of Obama, and then all afraid of Osama. So you're gonna hear those references. And of course, like I said, you're gonna hear me curse for the first time. Don't get surprised. But I'm gonna spit this freestyle, man. Y'all let me know again what y'all feel about it. But I'm gonna go back off the top, and this was off the top, so I had to go back and remember it. Yeah, May 2nd, yep. So it went like this. This is the first one. All right, so it was like, the government is full of tricks, manipulating the mind, the awakened. There's no escaping. They infiltrating the blind, see Illuminati and Masons. They penetrate with the signs, and we stuck in this matrix trying to break the design. See, mentally, people don't understand my level, and God we trust should be replaced with ran by devils. People look at me in disgust like this man's a rebel. They say I'm digging my own grave. I say, hand my shovel. See, I ain't afraid to die or get assassinated, but if I die, death gonna be the one thing I ain't procrastinated. Pedophile presidents in that White House, masturbating Bohemian Grove. I unloading, blast the Masons for the apprentice. I get them a bundle of shots. Got 33s for them Albert Pikes that'll stumble the top, tornadoes and earthquakes. Yeah, the jungle is hot, revolutionized rumble, and they ain't going over the top. See, the other day, we celebrated the death of Osama, but the non-existence of one man ain't gonna relieve the stress and the drama. I figured that out quick through this intellect persona. It was just an heroic event to get the people to re-elect Obama, but back to Osama. I can't believe a whole country was scared of this nigga, sniping innocent people out of the sky. We the terrorists, nigga, and I don't even give a fuck if they hearing this nigga. I'm already dead, the chemtrails poison air in this nigga. And that was that freestyle. That was that freestyle. Oh yeah, Alonzo, the Albert Pike, they wasn't, yeah. That's like I said, that's back when I was studying all of that. And that's the joint that went a little bit viral. That's the joint that went viral a little bit. And I had just did that joint. Yeah, Nikki, and that's what I was saying. Cause people looked at the title of the video and just thought that it was ego. Like I said, I was confident in the stuff that I was saying. I was 100% confident that they wasn't gonna like that. It ain't had nothing. This ain't had nothing to do with ego. It's the stuff it was the knowledge that I was coming into, and the stuff that I was rapping. Cause soon as I would learn it, I would rap it. So I know for a fact that they wasn't gonna like that type of stuff, because I wasn't just talking about the stuff on the surface. I wasn't just talking about the stuff on the surface. I went a little bit deeper. Like dude said, Albert Pike. Not too many people was hip to Albert Pike and Freemasonry and all that type of stuff. They wasn't getting deep like that with it. Tavon also, yep, morals and dogma. Like I said, that's right around. I was studying all that. But yeah, Alonzo, that was just that. So I got that was just that joint. So y'all can kind of see, even on this YouTube, man. One of the reasons why I procrastinated on YouTube is because I told everybody around me. I said if I talk about the stuff that I really want to talk about, if I say what I really want to say, I said, man, my YouTube channel ain't gonna last long. And as y'all can see, I'm not even gonna lie, I came out the gate on YouTube kind of soft. because I didn't feel like getting banned. So I really didn't talk about the stuff that I really want to talk about, but I can't hold on. I can't hold out any longer. Oh, Sean, hey, we could do that. We could do that. And D Monty Magic, yeah, Bohemian Grove. I was on Bohemian Grove. Like I said, way before everybody was on that Bohemian Grove talk, the Skull and Bones and all that type of stuff, man. I was on all that. Talking about the Blue Bloods and everything, man. Like just all that type of stuff. I was on all that. But I got the one, appreciate that donation, and man, I mean, that's something to consider. That's something to consider. Oh, Jalen, most definitely. Hey, like I said, she gotta be a reflection of me. So that's what you gotta be. Your woman is a reflection of you. So obviously, y'all know if I'm coming out the gate with it, anybody that's attached to me gonna be having that same type of mentality. NFL Malik, that song is called Queen's House. So that was that joint that I had did about 10 years ago. Oh yeah, Alonzo, the Skull and Bones, yeah, Yale campus, bro. When they used to dig up dead bodies and stuff like that. People don't know that history. People don't know that history. Digging up the dead bodies, man. Skull and Bones, they did some wicked stuff, man. What was that? George Bush, his whole tree, they were Skull and Bones and all that. See, this is the type of stuff that I really be wanting to talk about. This is the type of stuff that I really be on. Like, people know me as a trainer, people, know me as a motivator, but this is like my field, talking about this stuff right here. Like, this is the stuff that I could talk about in my sleep, wake up ready. The one, let me see. My email is bellericj@sau.edu. So BELLERICJ@sau.edu. Yeah, Alonzo. Yeah, the Skull and Bones, boy, they wicked. Like I said, digging up them dead bodies, man, doing all type of rituals, man. People don't understand how deep that stuff goes, man. People don't understand it. People don't understand it. People don't understand it. And then, so now that was the first one, man. I got like a couple verses that I just want y'all to hear. I had did just back in the day, so y'all can see what I was talking about. Just get a vibe in regards to what I was talking about. The second one that I do, it's a joint we did. I believe this was right around the time the whole Mike Brown situation was going on. I believe this was that time. Not 100% sure, but I think it was this time we did this song called One Shot. This is basically the remix. It was my homeboy's song. They had killed the original version, and I heard the beat, and I was like, man, let me get on this remix. I got an approach to this. But yeah, the four agreements, that's a good book. But this verse that I'm gonna spit back to y'all is from this One Shot remix, man. It's a whole video. We shot a video to this joint. One Shot remix. My boy Ryan G and Tank, they was on this song. This was their song. I hopped on this remix because I heard the beat and I just had to get on it. So this verse was a little bit more revolutionary. And so I'm gonna just spit this little 16 for y'all. For those that heard it, y'all know how I go already. But I'm gonna just spit it back because, like I said, I chopped it and screwed it yesterday. I don't like that. Perfectionist. I gotta go back, perfect the craft. I gotta let y'all know that this memory is intact here. We don't chop and screw the verses. But this verse, this verse, let me see. But I'm gonna spit this verse back for y'all, man. Y'all let me know once again just kind of how y'all was feeling this verse. Some of y'all may already heard it. But yeah, this verse real simple, man. I heard that beat and I was like, man, I gotta ride this beat, man. I got a message for it. I got a message for the people. And it was right around the time the Mike Brown stuff was happening. And y'all know the Mike Brown situation happened where I live. And it actually happened right around the corner from where I grew up. Like the house where I grew up, my brother's still in the house. But it happened like right around that corner. Like The gas station, all that stuff that was burned down, that was my childhood. They burned down the childhood Quick Trip, the childhood gas station. Like, that was my neck of the woods where the Mike Brown stuff happened. I don't know if y'all know that, but that was right around my neck of the woods. That's my neighborhood, like literally. That's where I'm from, where the Mike Brown stuff went down. So that stuff resonated with me. And I wasn't feeling what was happening when that stuff went down. So that's what sparked this verse. And then it was still a lot of just Willie Lynch stuff going on amongst each other, man. It was just crazy. And I had to speak on it and get this stuff off of my chest when we did this song. And so I'm gonna spit this 16 for y'all, man. Just let me know how y'all's feeling this joint. But it started off like this. I was like, peace, God, the G-O-D of my cipher. Gotta keep it balanced out, but see them demons be fighters. They took our history and then they tried to rewrite us. Melanin be prevalent, man, they just want to be like us. They say I'm angry, I tell them that's right and exact. Dark skin versus light skin, brothers don't like to be black. I'm about that power and that truth, bringing the light to the tracks. No unity in our communities, let's tighten the gap. Malcolm X, what I stress, Huey Newton's we shooting. Got an army full of Garveys, Fred Hamptons recruiting. Got assiders in this movement, sister soldiers be booting. Gotta keep them books and bullets, cause you know they plan to intrude us. COINTELPRO, see us as a threat, not a mission. Get the black man to hunt us down, death on commission. But they lied to that brother, now he faces conviction. Devils keep their hands clean like they ain't make the commitment, bitches. And then that was the end of that verse. That was that verse. So that verse was motivated by the whole Mike Brown stuff and how we still couldn't unite even when that was going on. Oh, Assassinate, peace, what's going on with you? Appreciate that support. Hopefully, like I said, that book can help you out. But that was that verse, man. Like I said, it was a lot of rage when I did that verse because I didn't like what was going on around that time. Oh, Dominique, man, you already know the wisdom, man. I'm just going back from yesterday because, like I said, I gave y'all the chopped and screwed version of some of my verses, and I ain't too much like that, so I had to clean some of that up. Had to clean some of that up and give y'all the real verses. But yeah, that verse, that was one of my favorite verses at that time. And another one that I'm gonna go back and spit to y'all, man, it was just like me breaking down like some history. Like I said, this song was like Only Politics. And to show you, man, like we did this song, man, it was like about 10 years ago. It was 09, 2010. So I was like 20 when I did this verse that I'm about to spit back to y'all, man. And like I said, this is when I was just coming across that information. And as soon as I came across it, I was like, man, I gotta find a beat and let me put this on a song. Let me put this information to this beat. So this joint was called Only Politics. It was with my homeboy Malik. We basically did this track, man. We was talking about some of the stuff that y'all see going on today. We was talking about some of that. And this was before like Mike Brown, before all that stuff happened. And I broke down kind of what happened to Bobby Hutton. Y'all know what happened to Bobby Hutton. Cop shot him down. Yeah, cop shot him down. And again, he was naked and all that type of stuff, man. So it was the same situation, nothing new under the sun. So I'm gonna spit this verse back to y'all, man. Again, this verse is a little bit deep. Then I tackle Christianity at the end of the joint, and you know people ain't too much like that when I tackle Christianity. I attacked Christianity. That ain't sit well with people, but it is what it is. Like I said, ain't too much care. But this verse was real simple, man. It's just like more so like a teaching moment, man. So I was trying to put some knowledge into this particular verse. So I gotta try to remember this one. I might mess this one up, but it is what it is, because this was a long time ago that I did this. Like I said, I was probably 20, maybe 19 when we did this joint. But let me see if I can remember this just like off of the top. Okay, yeah. All right. So this was called Only Politics, and this was my verse on this. Is with my homeboy Malik. Again, y'all let me know how y'all feel about the verse. So let me see if I got it off the top. All right. I said, I'm going to take it back to the 60s. Bobby and Newton, they was tired of this shit, G. And the Panthers were organized, and the vision was to see the government demoralized. They started loading the heats, grabbing AKs and patrolling the streets. And these devils got intimidated. April 6th shootout, Bobby Hutton was eliminated. Man, he stripped down, he was naked, no weapon. But you motherfuckers felt threatened? Fuck it, let me kick some knowledge. Shit that they don't teach you in the high schools and the college. Here's some shit that I found kinda odd. NGR's the Egyptian term for God. Add IGE, you got nigga, the picture. The black man is God, but they tricked us. Christianity was forced upon the slaves. Just some bullshit to get the brothers to behave. Man, this world is delusional. Man created God just to make it seem suitable. And that was that verse. Like I said, I was probably 19, 20. That was about 10 years ago, and that was only politics. That was only politics with me and my boy Malik. And that was, man, that was a under the radar joint, man. This was like 10 plus years ago before all this stuff started happening. Oh, Thunder Scorpion, you did, oh man, yeah, yeah. They wasn't rocking with you. they wasn't rocking with you when you did that. I could imagine. Oh yeah, Sean, man, you got, man, I embrace. Like when people talk about they don't write and stuff like that, I'm like, man, that don't even make any sense. Like that ain't nothing for me to be proud of. That ain't nothing for me to be proud. I love writing. I love writing. So I embrace the fact that I write my bars down and memorize them. But a lot of people was like, look at it as a badge of honor because they don't write. Like I don't write my stuff down. Nah, I'm a writer. I love writing. Everything that I just spit back to y'all, I wrote it. Except for that first joint, I didn't write that one. Dominique, man, I done had debates with some of everybody, man, within the church, man. I done had debates with a lot of people, and they always, they quick to tell me that I'm misinterpreting some in the Bible and all that, man. But again, if something is up for interpretation, then there is no right or wrong way to interpret it. So that's how I always felt about it. So if something is up for interpretation, then there is no right or wrong way to interpret it. I mean, that's just an actual fact. That's just an actual fact. So that's on them. If you feel like I'm interpreting something wrong, but like it's up for interpretation, there is no right or wrong way to view this. So my interpretation is definitely right if it's left for interpretation. If it's not an actual fact, if it's like an allegory or a parable meant to convey a certain message. Again, that message is in the eyes of the beholder. So again, there is no right or wrong way to do that. Yeah, Thunder Scorpion. That's what I always say, man. Like even that political joint that I had did, the first one, that I didn't write it down, but like you said, it's bits and pieces. So I do like 4 bars in my head, I memorize them, and then I create the next 4 bars, and I memorize them. And then once I got to 16, I just ran it all back. So it's still like I'm basically writing it in my head instead of it on a piece of paper. And the real, like I said, back in the day, I used to clash a lot with Hebrew Israelites. When I had my Illuminati Bell page, used to clash a lot. Those used to be the main people who I got into it with were Hebrew Israelites. But now today, like I actually get along with some of them. But back in the day, we used to clash a lot. Because I just didn't fool with the Bible at all. Like I was at a point where I just, listen, don't bring this Bible to me. I don't fool with it. And that used to create a lot of conflict, but the Hebrew Israelites were the main ones, and a few like Christians and other folks. But I used to get into it a lot with them on my first page, my Illuminati Bell page. But I've learned to look at some of the things that we have in common. So for the most part, we can agree that we have a common enemy. Once you can accept the fact that I'm not necessarily religious, and we can look at it and say we got this common enemy, then I'm good. I can work with you. But back in the day, back in my younger years, I couldn't even rock with you. If you were subscribing to that Bible, I ain't want to have nothing to do with you. Because I was like, man, come on, man, that Bible was enslaving you. I ain't fool with it. I didn't fool with it at all back in the day. Like I ain't want to have no parts of it. Like I still don't necessarily subscribe to it, but now I'm able, like I've matured and I'm a little bit more wiser now. But I used to, man, I done had my fair share of back and forth with a lot of particular, organizations, Hebrew Israelites. I done been there, done that with Moors. I done been there, done that with Christians. I done been there, done that with Catholics. I done been there, done that with all type of, with all type of organizations, man, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And a lot of times it wasn't necessarily because I had a lot of people, man. Then I used to get into it with just I used to get in, man. I'm telling you, I used to get into it with a lot of different people, man. But for the most part, it was more so just like emotional things on their end, because a lot of times I'd be asking questions or I just point out certain things that just didn't add up or didn't make any sense. And so then they'd come, and I used to get into it with Muslims too. So don't just think it was just the Bible. I used to get into it with some Muslims. I remember it's one Muslim, bro, I can't remember his name, but he used to comment on everything I wrote on Facebook, basically trying to convert me. Then he would inbox me trying to convert me to Islam. I'm like, yeah, listen, I don't fool with none of these religions. So if I'm telling you I feel this way about religion, why is you in my inbox trying to convert me? So that's one thing I didn't never fool with, man. So you would speak all this stuff about religion, then next thing you know, somebody trying to convert you. Like, dude, I just told you what's up, man. I'm not trying to be converted. Cynthia Wisdom Seeker, peace, what's going on? Nikki Monique, yeah, you already know the name got the attention, most definitely. Dominique, I don't read the Bible now. I read it, like I said, I'm tapped out on like, because I went to a private high school and I went to a private college, so I was like, I'm tapped out on like the Bible and stuff like that. I haven't read it since then. I haven't dabbled with the Bible like since college, when I had to take a few courses, theology courses. I haven't tapped into the Bible since then, man. I just honestly, I don't really see no need, man. I got a ton of other books to keep me occupied, that give me what I need. I got my lessons. Y'all know my culture, where we come from, so I got my lessons. So I'm good, man. I read like some science books or something. I'm more so into I'm into that type of stuff now, and I might look into little philosophy and things like that. But yeah, I'm not reading the Bible like that no more. I'm not even gonna front. I have no desire to continue to read the Bible at this point, man. I may go back and just, go back to just kind of refresh my mind on some of the verses, man. But oh yeah, Nikki, we already know how that go. We already know how that go. I was raised in the Baptist household. All the denominations of Christianity and Catholicism and all that. I was raised in that. I never really made sense to me. The only reason why I really subscribed to it was because my parents basically, that's what they did. That's what they professed and claimed. So I was just like, when people ask me what I am, I just say I'm a Baptist. And of course I was baptized at a very young age. So at that point, it was kind of pointless. I honestly feel like you shouldn't, I feel like these parents shouldn't be baptizing children at like 6 or 7. Like, for one, I don't know what's really going on. So baptizing me and then obviously you can see that baptizing me that young didn't work out for you. So I honestly believe like baptism and stuff like that should be left to an adult to make that decision for themselves. Don't force that child to be baptized, man, because we don't know what's going on, man. I mean, I get why they do it. That's the tradition. That's the heritage. Woo, woo, woo. But man, like I said, nah, man. Like, for real, they shouldn't have baptized me at that young of an age. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know the significance behind what was going on. Like, it didn't make any sense. It was almost like pointless. So that I feel like that's one thing that people need to stop doing in these religions, man. Stop baptizing your child at 8. Like, you doing that for you. You're not doing it for that child. That's not doing anything for that child, man. Them being baptized is not cleansing that child of anything. It's not making that child a better person. That child does not know what's going on. So it's not doing anything for the child. It's doing something for you. So that baptizing that child is doing absolutely nothing for that child, man. Literally. And that's just a fact. Y'all can believe it's doing something for the child, but it's not. Prime example, I got baptized and I turned away from religion. So what does that tell you? You should just make that decision as an adult. So if you 20 and you like, all right, man, I want to get baptized, and you feel like it's gonna do something for you, then go ahead and do it. But man, a 7, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, man, they don't know what's really going on. They don't know the significance behind what's really happening. So why would you even do that to the child and tell that child, well, you were baptized? Yeah, Sean, and that's how I am. And it's no really, and it's hard to say that without sounding harsh. But man, it just is what it is at this point. Like, I just really have no interest in religion at all. Like, I just don't. I just don't. I feel like at this point, man, if you can't see the truth behind your religion, just how corrupt it is, like historically speaking, and just how it's keeping you enslaved, and just the irrational aspect of it, like I don't know what to tell you. Sentient wisdom seeker, it ain't necessarily like the word believe. I don't necessarily like to use that word, but when it comes to the Bible, I don't look at the Bible as something that's literal. So the Bible is full of allegories, full of stories meant to convey a certain message. So with that, there's really nothing to believe. It's just a matter of you extracting the message from the story that you are reading. And that's just how I view that. Like, the Bible, to me, a lot of people ain't gonna like it, but I look at it like a fiction book. Like, you read a fictional book, this stuff literally didn't happen, but you're not reading that book to unearth like literal actual facts. You reading that fictional book to get the deeper meaning. It's supposed, like, you read that fictional book and you're supposed to take something away from that book. It's a message that you're taking away from that fictional book. That's how I view like the Bible. That's how I view that. So it's a lot of things that are meant to convey a message, and you can just apply that to yourself. So again, like I said, it ain't really necessarily about me believing in the Bible. It's just taking the messages from the stories inside of the Bible. But I'm 100%, nothing in there is literal for me. Like, nothing in that book happened in real life for me. It's all like a message. Just like even when you look at what happened to Jesus. Like, again, my Messiah, Malcolm X, Khalid Muhammad. These are the people that I can look for and say, all right, the story of Jesus, that's what that symbolizes. Jesus is basically letting you know, which is why I titled the video what I'm titled. The story of Jesus is letting you know, when you teaching freedom, justice, and equality, and you bringing the truth to the poor people, to the people on the streets, then this is what's going to happen to you. That's all the story of Jesus is letting you know. It's letting you know what's going to happen to you once you commit to teaching the truth to the poor people, to the masses. And then you have an influence over them. So they listening to you, they following you, they flocking to you. Then you must die. We got plenty of examples of that throughout history. So that's what that story is meant to convey. Yeah, Khaled, man, it's surprising. It's surprising. Yeah, Dominique, and that's the sad thing about it. What it is, people look at the Bible as complete truth, but this the thing about it. They don't even follow it though. Because then I say, okay, now if we go, and this is always my argument. So when the people, okay, they say, all right, the Bible is complete truth, woo, woo, woo. So then I look at how they eat. So I say, wow, okay, so if the Bible is complete truth, then again, why are you eating pork? Why are you eating these pork, the poison animal eaters, as we call them? Why are you basically not a vegetarian? Your diet, your Bible is telling you basically to be a vegetarian. That's why you got Seventh-day Adventists. They live and die by the Bible. And most of them are vegetarian. Some are vegan. So I'm like, if you telling me that the Bible is an actual fact and it's literal, then why are you not following the dietary laws that's within this Bible? Because it's telling you right here that you basically should be a vegetarian. But then they go back, because I already know the argument, they go back and they bring up the New Testament. They tell you that in the New Testament, Jesus deemed everything that was once unclean, clean. I done read that verse, been there, done that. So then I'll be like, well, that's contradictory, and that don't make sense. How in one breath, your God gonna tell you that basically you should be a vegetarian, you should eat clean, and then in the next book, he telling you that basically everything that I just told you was a lie, now it's clean. That don't make any sense. So I get people with that simple fact right there, because I know the argument that they're gonna hit me with if they know anything about the Bible. So I already know the New Testament, they deemed everything that was unclean clean. Hence why people feel like they can pray over the stuff. But I'm like, nah, if the Old Testament telling you that you should be eating this way, why would he contradict himself? Eli Smooth, I'm not really a fan of like yogurt. I mean, you got some decent yogurt brands out here, so I mean, you could be eating worse, but I just personally never fool with yogurt like that. Yeah, Nikki, Nikki, I be asking, and all I used to do is just ask questions. It's crazy. Like, I used to start off just asking questions, and you would get a lot of hostile responses just by asking questions, and that was pathetic to me. But then you go back to Psalms, and then they let you know, they pretty much confirm our stance. I believe that Psalms, when they say ye are all God's children of the Most High type deal. So they just let you know, they letting you know what you are. So like I said, it's plenty of things to be extracted from it, but people take what they want out of it. When they want to tell you that you living unrighteously, then that's when they want to bring the Bible up. But then when you want to bring the same Bible up to tell them that they living unrighteously according to their own book, then we all sinners and we not perfect. Well, if we all sinners and we not perfect, then why are you judging me according to your book, a book that I don't follow? But then when I judge you according to that same book, now you just a sinner and you not perfect and you a work in progress and all that type of stuff. Why couldn't you apply that to me? Oh, Nikki, as a 5%, and that's most definitely what I would believe. And again, what people like the way we break it down, the way we break it down, man, just being scientifically speaking, just how we are genetically dominant. That's basically what we are alluding to when we say that we are gods. So that's one thing that we are alluding to when we say that, because we even refer to ourselves, as 5%ers. You will see a law in our names, like a law, God, things of that nature. So it's letting you know that to be the best version, the highest version of yourself, utilizing that highest level of intelligence. That's what we mean about being God, being a law, being supreme, being that supreme being. Utilize that supreme intelligence. Strive to be righteous by your nature, because when you study your ancestors, that's how they moved, that's how they operated, that's how they referred to themselves. Like I said, when I even talk about that verse, that NGR, Egyptian term for God, that was black people. So it wasn't a spook being that you couldn't see. When they talked about God in ancient days, it was a black figure, black people, black person, black man. So like, yeah. Montel, peace, what's going on? Thunder Scorpion, people don't like when I talk about the universe. Everybody want to feel special. That's one thing that I tell people too. Everybody wants to feel special when it comes to like the universe and their God. People say the universe is giving you signs and things like that. I said, no, you giving yourself signs. That's your mind giving you a sign. Subconscious mind. The universe don't play no favorites. The universe don't play no favorites. The universe ain't just singling you out saying, I'm going to send her a sign, I'm going to send him a sign. No, you manifesting that reality. It has nothing to do with the universe. You manifesting that reality via your thoughts, your ways, and actions. Like, that's what's happening. You creating these signs for yourself. You manifesting these signs for yourself. But we always want to feel special. We always want to feel like it's something bigger and deeper than what it really is. Man, the universe don't play no favorites. The universe just is. The universe don't just like you more than it likes the next person. The universe shows no favorites. At the end of the day, you manifesting everything that you think this universe is sending to you. That's you manifesting it. But y'all know, man, this is a good build. I actually wish I could be on here a little bit more, man. But I got somebody that's about to walk in that I got to train. So I got to get it in. I was about to get in vent mode real quick. So I might have to come back and vent about what I was just talking about. But, man, y'all stay up, man. Y'all enjoy this Saturday, man. I may come back on this joint. I might come back on this joint, man, because I was about to vent real quick. But I gotta kill this client, man. I may be back, man, because I was about to vent, and I feel like y'all need to hear what I'm about to say. But man, y'all stay easy, man. Y'all stay easy. Peace.